welcomes to Milwaukee's first annual Irish Fest. An applause to the International Folk Band. I'm Alderman Kevin O'Connor of the City of Milwaukee, representing Summerfest, and we're so pleased today to have another of our series of ethnic festivals in Milwaukee, a city of a mosaic of people, a city that is interlocked with our cultures at home and in Milwaukee. The Common Council has commended Irish Festivals, Inc., and has resolved that the City of Milwaukee officially recognizes Irish Fest as a splendid civic event of benefit to the entire community, and is pleased to sponsor and endorse Irish Fest in addition to commending those public-spirited citizens who have worked so diligently to bring Milwaukee to this premier summertime event. I'd like to present this to Mr. Ed Ward, President of Irish Fest, Inc. Ed? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'll act as your MC for this very brief but important ceremony. And first, I'd like to introduce a gentleman that all of us know, a gentleman who has just a tad of Irish in him, but seemed to be much more comfortable last week, Herr Henry Maier, Oberbürgermeister of Milwaukee.
I used to hear John Doyne give a traditional Irish toast, which I'm sure we've all heard and which we all love very much, and I've always wanted to recite that toast, and I'm going to do it today because John isn't here. May the road rise to meet you, fair weather to your heels, and may the wind be ever at your back, and may you be a long time in heaven before the devil even knows that you're gone. Good luck, and 100,000 welcome. Thank you, Mr. Toker.
Irish Fest started about 13 months ago, and I was down here at Festa Italiana, and I just mentioned to a few of my friends that I think the time was right for the Irish to do this. And somebody said, well, why don't you do it? I said, well, I will. And so we got started. We went to the Shamrock Club of Wisconsin, asked them for their support, and Neville Dunn American Legion Post 489 to ask them for their support. And they gave it and asked for a little more details, and that's when the planning started. And that was about 13 months ago, and sitting here today at 3 o'clock Sunday afternoon, the 23rd, with about 40,000 people here and about 40,000 more coming. It's great. I wanted it to be primarily a music and dance festival, which are really the strong points of the Irish culture in addition to some of the cultural exhibits we have here. That's what we set out to do when we booked our entertainment.
Thank you.
In addition to the music on the stages, we've got a wide variety of things going on in the grounds in terms of music and dance. We have sword fighters, wizards, magicians, jugglers. We have a pram race, a bake-off, pipe smoking contest, and all kinds of activities. What we tried to do to promote the Leprechaun contest, we figured it'd be a lot of fun to have a bunch of little green men and women and wee people walking around looking like leprechauns. So we gave free admission to anybody who came fully dressed as a leprechaun.
And we have some fantastic winners here. You can't believe. You know, I'd like you to meet my friend. He's under a year old. He's a toddler, and his name is Christopher L. O'Brien. Now, isn't that grand? Let's give Chris a big hand. Let's go. Stand. We do have a wonderful young lady that won first place, and her name is Joanne Doister. And she's a real beautiful young lady. Joanne, come on out here amid the applause of this grand audience. Isn't she lovely?
We've got the Tar Mansion from Oshkosh that has a salmon plate, delicious, and corned beef. They've got Irish whiskey pie. Over at Kate's Belfast Kitchen, we've got some potatoes and we've got some stuffings for the potatoes, corned beef sandwiches. And Margaret Dunn from Mr. Guinness also has an Irish soda bread. I think she's got apple slices, corned beef sandwich, potatoes. Potatoes are going very well at this festival. We ran out of green beer yesterday.
Okay.
Apparently people liked it. We'll have to get more next year. Since we have such a variety of excellent musicians here, we're trying to feature traditional Irish instruments and players, instrumentalists who are the tops in the country, to demonstrate how to play them, how it should sound, and give local people who bring instruments to the festival or who want to know more about Irish music some information on that. The purpose of the festival is a number of different things. The first is to spread and promote the Irish tradition and the Irish culture as it's reflected in history, in its music, in its dance. The second is to try to expose our young people, our youngsters, to this kind of music, because they're the people that are going to carry it on. And one of the things that we have been trying to do with the Shamrock Club in the last 5 years is get more young people into the music, the dance, anything Irish. And this is going to accomplish that. This festival is going to accomplish a great deal in terms of promoting that. The third reason is to try to do what our fellow community, Italian community did, is try to raise enough money to buy or be able to lease an Irish community center here in Milwaukee for metropolitan Milwaukee and possibly the state of Wisconsin. It's soft. It's a soft festival and just very comfortable. We have a lot of activities for the kids. We had a special play written for this festival called The Magic Fiddle.
It was a day for singing and dancing and laughing. Well, even the elves and leprechauns were in a good mood to having fun. The devil himself was in a good mood. Saints preserve us. It was a type of a day that reminded me exactly of my young friend Sean O'Neill. And here was it for a very difficult day.
I never thought that we would put together probably one of the greatest group of Irish singers, dancers, and musicians ever put together in the history of the country.